Uganda Mondo, and as you know, I've been taking you through the general building construction, and today we did some real touch on setting out. There was a task to talk to do practical. Is that okay? So before we start, I want all of you to identify the materials that you have here. You can see you have all the materials. So I want you to identify each one a material that you know, that you talk about. Anyone? Material? Yes.
These are square.
Yes. What the purpose of a square in setting out?
After you have finished setting out, you can confirm the right angles using this way.
Thank you. Next.
This is a peg.
Next, the part of a peg.
You used to mark a point.
Thank you. The only lady in our civil engineering that can see your view. Yes. Thank you.
Alright, this is a muscle hammer. So to drive the bell.
Drive the bell. Okay, I will give a mic now. Yes. Give us the purpose and the use of this.
This is a tool. This is used to establish the outline of the building.
Thank you. Now, before we start, I want to take the record. I know that you are all present because, as I said earlier, I want you to be here in my class 10 minutes earlier. So I want to take the record. Is that okay? Nothing there? Alon?
Yes, sir.
Good. Mondi? And I see my friend over here, Douglas. You are present. Thank you. To begin with, my construction, when we are doing the very proper method, as I talked earlier, we are going to ensure that safety of the materials and you as a person that you're doing is always ensured. Is that okay? First, I expect that all of you are wearing close shoes because you are in the field. You can see you might find you have been injured by either stone or a nail. And secondly, ensure that you are always on dust. Like my friend over here, you can see when you don't have a dust kit, you will dustify yourself because you are using a lot of soil, you are playing with sand. You can see. And now, take measure. When using it, ensure you are using it correctly. Don't fold it, don't tie anything funny with it, or pulling it outside of the specified place. You can see. That's okay. And finally, on the safety, what do I have here? Muscle man. It's heavy. It can do justice to either the head or your finger. So you can test with your fingers and see. So what I'm saying is ensure that you use it wisely and avoid injuring yourself. Is that okay? So let's start. The first point, the first step in setting out procedure, we have to identify the first point. And with my drawing here, I know we are using 2 meters by 2 meters. That's the setting out foundation that we're using. Is that okay? So we start by measuring from the first point. We identify a point. Anyone with me? We identify a point. Yes. Let's assume this is our first point. I want you, all of you, to see and observe and ask questions. That will be our first point. I'll call this point A. Is that okay?
Yes.
Now, my friend over here will measure 2 meters from that point. This line, I will call it a base line. That's our reference line. Is that okay? Measure meters. And always ensure that you talk to your friend because the mountain armor can injure. Is that okay? So, using the string, tie to this point.
Are you seeing? Yeah. You can ask questions. Do you have any? You are all able to see? Yes. Then, after putting your string over here, measure. The first point that you are measuring is 3 units. That is 3 feet from point B. Because I said that our first point is point A. So point B, we measure 3 units or 3 feet from point B to establish our point C and drive a pen to that point. Is that okay? So all of you, I understand that you know how to use the tape measure. When I say 3 units, 3 feet, you are able to know that. Is that okay? So 3 feet, that one, thank you. Now, from our point B, measure 4 units or 4 feet. 4 units. And as engineers, I expect that you be creative. Be creative. Okay? Yes. That's good. Now, measure from the point C to the point that you have marked our 4 units, measure 5 feet. And ensure that you are adjusting this side of the string. Now, after measuring that, ensure that this string is stable. Then measure 2 meters from the point B to get the second corner. Is that okay? You measure the 2 meters. That's our point B. That's good. Now, from that point, we repeat the same process that you have used to identify this corner to identify the other corner. Is that okay? Now, we are using the same process that we have used to identify this corner, at this corner, to identify the third point. Is that okay? Now, I measure my 3 feet here, as my friend has shown you that 3 feet. Then, you measure 4 feet. That's okay. You can see what we are doing. Yeah. Yes. You can see what we are doing. That is to ensure that your corners, they are added to 90. And the process, as you all have been in school, you know that this is Pythagoras theorem. So your corners should end up to 90 degrees. 100 degrees here. Yes. Drive the pen. So you try to ensure that all that your safety is always ensured. Now, the next point, the next part is to check your diagonal. Is that okay? Yes. My friend, you are in this group. Join us. Come. Check your diagonals and make sure that from that corner to this corner adds up to the same as this one. Is that okay? Yeah. That is that our building is square. Good. Now, in two groups, I want you to group yourself and take a point, take a place of yourself and repeat this process. I want the practical part. I want you all to do it, and I want to see what you're doing. Is that okay? If you have any question, ask. Yes, you mark the first point and measure your baseline.
Kijana, concentrate. Acha kuangalia madamu.
Good. You are doing nice work. Now, that's good. So, what have you measured from that, the first point to this point? To measure that good. So, measure 2 meters.
What is it?
Measure 2 meters from there. 2 meters. Now you are doing it. I want all of you to participate. Ensure that you understand what you are doing. Ensure that you understand what you are doing. This is good. Now you are doing and ensure that not somewhere there, you should be exact. Now I can see you are doing nice work. Be innovative. I said you be creative, mark those points because now you measure 5 feet from your green, the point C to this point. Yes.
Now measure 2 meters.
Measure 2 meters. And efficiency, because the work of an engineer is efficiency. Is that okay? Okay, now. Just confirm with the place. Take your diagonals. So as you can see, our house is square, and you are sure that they are all, the diagonals are equal. That means our angle is 90 degrees. Then your house will be diagonally right. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Now, as I can see, you have finished. Gather your materials together. Guys are paid. Guys are paid. No, now I want you to this thing. You can't do it that way. No, Michael, you are still engineer. That's not how you do it. Do the thing as it this one is the other diagonal adding.
Yes.
Yeah.
What
they are equal.
Let me check.
Okay, this one. That's good. That's nice. That's nice. Now, I want you to gather all the materials that you have, all the equipment that you have, bring them together. Come close, please. Come closer. I want you to be close. Now, are we all here? Have you? Now, I want randomly you to tell me what you have learned today before we start the procedure. What have you learned today?
For today, I have learned how to set a building by use of 3.5 meters.
Thank you. That was my learning outcome. It was that you identify the materials that you're using and learn the setting out procedure and do it practically. That's good. Okay. So now I want you to start the first step in the procedure of setting out. Anyone? First step?
Yes, we identify the point, then we put our line.
Yes. Yes, good. That's, you can clap for you. Yes, that is the baseline. We ensure first identify the point, then plot a baseline. Is that okay? Next, the second step.
After you identify the baseline, drive a peg to identify if it's okay. Then you tie your string with the towards point B. You measure the baseline, then drive the peg at point B.
That's good. That for you. Next. Next, then you need to concentrate more on task. The third step
You said yes.
Yes, the third step is from the second point of our baseline, we measure 3 feet towards the point, our first point. 3 feet.
Okay. Thank you. Now for you. Any step that you have missed?
After measuring the 3 feet towards the and the 4 feet towards the sea, then we check on the hypotenuse. If it adds up to 5 feet, then it gives us point C.
Thank you. Now for you. The point that I wanted to describe home is we are measuring the hypotenuse, the 5 feet, to ensure that the 3 feet and the 4 feet will coincide together to give us the hypotenuse. That's good. Now, the same process, we will take the other corner and ensure that the diagonals, they add up to, they are equal. They should be equal. The diagonal that we are taking from the first corner and the other one, they should be equal. Is that okay? Now, the follow-up activity. Since we have done the 3-4-5 method, I want you to go and research on another method of setting out and come up with a procedure of good method. You know what good method is? Now I want you to go write the procedure. In our next lesson, as we meet next class, come with the procedure because we will be doing it. Is that okay? Now the class is dismissed. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.